Welcome to another new series, a blast from the past, something that has always worked for me, tried and true, the verses. We take something and we put it against the other something, and then we'll see what's the better of the two and who wins the verses. We got the first one up right now, Prince versus Michael Jackson, who is better? Both of these dudes are elite level musicians. I think Michael has the better voice. Michael's got the better choreography. But when it comes to pound for pound, who's the better musician, it's gotta be Prince. Because Prince could do it all, man. He could play every instrument on every album he ever made. A lot of the times he did. Where I feel like Michael, the two things he was really good at, he was really fucking good at. We can talk about the albums. I also believe when it comes to their peak, they're both like right here. Because Purple Rain is so fucking good, but so is Thriller, right? So then we got to go more into a deep dive. And that's where I think overall, pound for pound, Prince is just better than Michael Jackson. He's got way more albums, and a lot of them on average are better. I think it's just because Prince was in the studio more, man. He was a fucking workhorse. Not saying Michael wasn't. I think Prince just kind of lived in there just banging shit out on guitar, banging shit out on keyboards, banging shit out, just writing constantly, you know, where I think Michael had more of shit brought to him versus a Prince. I don't think there's a wrong answer, but in my opinion, Prince definitely beats Michael Jackson. N.W.A. versus Wu-Tang Clan. I've always said this since I was a kid. Wu-Tang Clan clears N.W.A. N.W.A. has like one good album and then one decent album. Like, oh yeah, this is good too, I guess. But like one really good one and one like, oh yeah, this is good too. I mean, if we're being for real, both of them as a group technically have two classics. But even the two classics, like 36 Chambers is better than both NWAs. Then we talk about solos, right? And because all my peers were brainwashed by the Straight Outta Compton movie, they didn't really understand that like these dudes weren't that good. I don't know how they didn't realize that when we were kids, when they just wouldn't take the time to actually go listen to any of these fucking rappers. Ice Cube's good. Okay, well, what's your favorite Ice Cube album? Like, I would say Death Certificate or the first one are my favorites, right? But like the Predator and Lethal Injection, like that, you know, take it or leave it. It's not really, I don't really care. That's Ice Cube, he is like the best one out the group. But then you can take Dr. Dre if you like Dr. Dre so much. You could do The Chronic, and then you could do Eazy-E. Easy Does It, and then Straight Off the Streets of Motherfucking Compton, even though that was a posthumous album. But I think those are two good albums too. I'm sure what Ren did and Yella did, okay? So we're gonna take them off the table. But then you go into the Wu-Tang Chamber, right? Liquid Swords, Iron Man, Supreme Clientele, Only Built for Cuban Links, Tikal, Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36 Chambers, bro. Classics, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, you can't even argue. These are classics. These are classics. More than that, you know what I mean? Like, there's get more into the deep cuts with it, with Ghostface, right? And then if you like RZA, like I do, well, you got the first Bobby Digital, too. When it comes to pound for pound, there's more Wu-Tang Clan albums that are way better versus NWA's like few. Just statistically, Wu-Tang Clan is better. And then if you take them piece by piece, right? Okay, Ice Cube's the best rapper. Well, GZA's a better rapper than Ice Cube. So Ice Cube, Raekwon. Well, Raekwon's a better rapper than Ice Cube. Ghostface a better rapper than Ice Cube. So like, that's three. You know, I'm not saying Ice Cube isn't good. I'm just saying like most of their people could rap better. Inspector Deck could fucking. It's like literally every member of Wu-Tang could probably out-rap Ice Cube. And that's NWA's best guy, right? Like, you even take producers, Dre versus RZA. I'll take RZA over Dre any day. I know that's an unpopular one. So yeah, Wu-Tang Clan clears NWA. When I was a kid, I would always get like, well, you don't like NWA more than Wu-Tang Clan? It's like, yeah, man, just because you saw the movie, man, doesn't mean like they're the best, bro. It's all revisionist history anyway. Death metal versus black metal. Morbid Angel, Carcass, Death, Possessed, Autopsy. Like, these are the basic death metal bands too. And then you put it against like Mayhem, Darkthrone, Immortal, Celtic Frost. I think musician wise, death metal dudes definitely are better musicians than black metal dudes. I think when it comes to vibe and atmosphere, there's a lot of good death metal, especially there's a lot of brutal death metal where it can really get enveloped in like that, wow, this shit is fucking like, feel like you're in a fucking gutter. Versus like black metal though, it's so much more. Like it can really transport you, you know what I mean, more than I think death metal can. So I think the vibe and the atmosphere, black metal definitely nails that. Vocal style, if you like gutturals, definitely death metal. But if you like the fucking screechy fucking goblins, then definitely you're gonna like black metal. I think there's enough, like, you can't really rate them on vocal style. That's like pure preference. This is one I really can't choose because it depends what day it is. You know what I mean? There's like months that'll go by and I'm like, man, I really super duper like black metal. Like, this is amazing. Just like anything, you could put on like Mutilation. It can be super sloppy. It could just anything, bro. And there'll be like a month or two and I'm like super into like 80s death metal, early 90s death metal, and then I'll go listen to brutal death metal, right? And then I'm like, this is the best fucking shit, bro. There is nothing better than this. It just depends where I'm at. When black metal hits its real highs, it's really high. But on average, I think a lot of black metal is just kind of versus generic death metal, which is also, for the most part, would be better than generic black metal. I think on average for albums released, there's better death metal records than black metal on average. Like I said, man, when black metal hits those highs, it hits those highs. So I'm not going to say which one's better because I honestly don't know. We're going to go to the next one. Another metal one. We got Slayer versus Metallica. I think Slayer, they are the epitome of how far can we push this thing and also get paid for it. Show No Mercy, man. Coming out with that, man. It's like, I can't imagine how the people reacted back then. Honestly, I wish now there was some stuff where it hit that mainstream level and like something like Show No Mercy came out and they're like, what the fuck is this? You know, let's just say Rain and Blood got released right now and it hit mainstream appeal. And like they were talking about it on Twitter. Fucking YouTubers, like political YouTubers were talking about, is this right for kids? Like, can you imagine the outcry, the outrage? That shit would be so interesting, and I wish there would be more music like that to really get the people talking, because I think it's time for there to be a pushback in music instead of everybody being so fucking happy, even though we're all broke and we're struggling. But that's besides the point. Metallica kind of represents like what metal was, I think, where it's like it can be fun, but we could also get heavy and we could play fast, but like we don't need screaming bullshit. We don't need none of that, you know? We just like it's fun, but it can also be serious. But I think because of that, it's such a safe fucking band. When I meet people who really like Metallica, it is a big turnoff because it's so fucking safe. And a lot of the times they don't even like Slayer. How the fuck do you like Metallica and you don't even like Slayer? And if they do like Slayer, they like all their fucking like groovy shit. Like they don't even like Rain and Blood. They don't give a fuck about Rain and Blood. They don't give a fuck about the first 3 albums. They don't care. They do not care. For me personally, it's after Rain and Blood where they start like, I know South of Heaven and Seasons in the Abyss are like decent. I know that. I know they're good, right? But if it's up to me, I'm only playing Show No Mercy, Hell Awaits, and Rain and Blood. I don't need the rest. Oh my gosh, how could you say that? It's like because the other 3 are better. I don't know. I was just talking about vibe. Like, yeah, man, Hell Awaits has that vibe, you know? Seasons in the Abyss, like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Dave Lombardo on that album is a fucking monster. I think, at least for me, that's probably when he's on his most fucking crazy. He plays so fast on that album. There's points where he's like cruising, and I'm not saying he doesn't play fast in Rain and Blood or any other album, but it's like there is times where he is fucking going crazy. Like I've talked about it with my teacher where it's like he can barely play this shit. You can tell he's fucking he's like fucking like you could tell, you know? That's crazy. I can only imagine how many takes it took and like, you know, how much practice it took to get that good. Like, so I'm not discrediting any of the playing. Same with Metallica. I'm not discrediting any playing. It's the first 3 Slayer. Now we take the first 3 Slayer, you stack them up against the first 3 Metallica. Kill 'Em All is my favorite. I just like it raw, I like it dirty, I like it fast. I've said it before. So Kill 'Em All is my favorite, even though it's so boring. And, you know, I like Ride the Lightning. I like Master of Puppets. But I'm going to say this. Slayer's highs clear Metallica's highs. Even if we're just talking about, like, Injustice for All, Seasons in the Abyss, like, Seasons fucking musicianship-wise. It don't matter if Lars wants to try now. Dave Lombardo's a fucking monster. That dude's a demon compared to Lars, you know? And then, you know, Metallica kind of got all fucking lame and poppy and fucking boring. And then Reload and all that load and but I will give Metallica and Slayer props because they never set out to be like pop metal stars, you know what I mean? There was no such thing. They were just doing shit because that's what they wanted to do. There was no desire to be in this stratosphere that they could never comprehend in the big 4, you know what I mean? They were just doing shit because they liked the music. That is the most genuine shit I could you could do. So I give them infinite props for that. Infinite props. But I don't disregard the fact that Slayer clears Metallica. I know Cliff was amazing, and he is definitely one of the best bass players ever. I understand all that, but you gotta keep in mind, man, some of these dudes are some of the best guitar players ever too. Hanneman's not no slouch neither, man. Lombardo's not no slouch either. Like, none of these, Kerry King, none of these dudes are no slouches, bro. Metallica, they're not better than Slayer. Slayer clears. Last one, Skate versus Tony Hawk. I thought Skate 1 sucked. Loved Skate 2. Loved Skate 3. Skate 2 is my favorite, but I loved these games. But before that, there was these games called Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, which I barely played, but I did play 4. And then you had Tony Hawk Underground, Tony Hawk Underground 2, Tony Hawk American Wasteland, Tony Hawk Project 8, and then where it was done at Proving Ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Underground 2, American Wasteland, Project 8, Proving Ground. 9 versus 2 Skate games. We're just doing math. Tony Hawk is way better than Skate, just on average, right? The Tony Hawk American Wasteland clears Skate. And the only reason you wouldn't know that is because you didn't fucking play it. That's the only reason. Anybody that's played American Wasteland knows that shit clears Skate. Anybody that's played Underground knows that shit clears Skate. Anybody that's played Underground 2 know that shit clears Skate. It doesn't matter. The only people that fuck with Skate is the people that never played Tony Hawk. It's the fucking truth. And it's the people older than me that never played fucking Tony Hawk. The reason Skate really blew up afterwards anyway is because YouTubers was playing that shit. I remember when PewDiePie started trolling and playing that dumb shit in like 2013. The only people that was playing Skate were skateboarders. You gotta experience what came before. Because I swear on my life, Tony Hawk clears Skate. I liked Big Black and Skate 2. You'd fucking hit people if you called him over or whatever. He was like your security guard. Man, Eric Sparrow? That's a stupid motherfucker. I really hate that guy. But without Tony Hawk, there would be no Eric Sparrow. So yeah, Skate bodied by Tony Hawk. Get that shit out of here. It's the first episode of the Versus. If you want me to do some shit, why don't you leave in the comments this versus that? And I'll react to it in the next video. I need you to like. I need you to hit subscribe. I need you to leave comments. I need you to turn on that bell. I need you to do all this stuff because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And we need to get there immediately. Otherwise, or else. I'm going to get out of here. Catch you in the next one. Peace.